Well, just recently, we had done an interview with BTB Savage where he talked about a situation with a home invasion. Somebody tried to rob him, and an altercation happened, and the man was killed. We did an interview about it, and then BTB Savage posted a picture of himself at the crime scene with blood all over the floor. 2 hours later, he was killed in what seems to be a retaliation killing based on all the evidence that's coming out. It's still an open case, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And if you watch the interview that I do with him, I ask him about, the fear of retaliation, and he brushed it off. I ask him, are you moving out of the city? No?
Nah, I'm gonna stay in the city. They're not like that, for real. They got them. They broke. That's what it is. One of me is like 20 of them, if you're talking money-wise. So it's not shit I don't worry about.
And the very worst situation happened afterwards. You know about the story, right?
Yeah.
My condolences to everyone involved in that situation.
Yeah, that's a real messy situation. But
it's a really, really sad situation.
What you can't do is you can't rep on shit. You know what that mean?
No, what does that mean?
You can't be repped out on shit. Like, you can't brag about unfortunate situations. You can't, all that popping shit and talking shit, that ain't gonna fly nowhere. You can, just because you was right doing what you had to do, don't mean people gonna watch you pop shit, talk shit, and be disrespectful. That's just like, Vlad, have a fight with somebody. Okay? Vlad whooped their ass. Just go on about your business after you whoop his ass, Vlad. There's no reason to say, yeah, I whooped his ass. Hell yeah, I whooped his ass. Shit, what you mean? I whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just standing on that shit like that, like you proud of that shit. Yeah, he was about to punch you, Vlad. But there ain't no reason for you to jump up and down and celebrate about having to whoop no ass. The Bible tell you don't gloat over your enemy. So it's like, of course, you whooped his ass, Vlad, but if you keep turning him, fucking with him, one of his people might say, hey, come on, step out here. You talk too much. You know what I'm saying? And they may have let it be what it was if you would have got off the gas, because they may have had common sense to see he was fucking with Vlad, they fell in one, and it ended how it ended. But when Vlad keep popping shit every time he see these people, or popping shit somewhere else and then make it back to these people, they like, oh shit, he really doing that like that? Oh, he repped out on that shit. He wanna, okay, bet. All right. You know what I'm saying? So that's their mind state.
Well, the reason why I asked this question is, are you at all concerned about being in Shreveport after this situation? Are you planning on moving? Are you worried about retaliation? Because the last thing in the world that I want to see is what happened to BTB Savage happen to you.
I don't be on that repped out shit. I ain't stay in Shreveport when it happened. I was just there visiting family. I don't stay in Shreveport now. But I be there a lot. I mean, when I'm there, I'm there. But I don't be with that capping shit. I ain't disrespecting nobody. So I don't know. The only way a nigga gonna have a problem with me is if I'm out here being disrespectful, talking some disrespectful shit. Like, you hear everything I say is condolences. It's a fucked up situation. I don't wish no bad on nobody. I ain't on no repped out shit trying to say, yeah, I did this to such and such. It's a very unfortunate situation, homie. It ain't no shit I want to shine on and brag on. I want to send love and, you know what I'm saying, that type of shit to his people and hope that, you know what I'm saying, one day their ears can open and understand that I was put in a position where I had to make a decision, a split decision in a blink of an eye to protect me going home to my son. I couldn't leave that in the hands of nobody else. And at that moment, with him reaching in his pocket, making these threats, my life and safety was in his hands. I couldn't leave it like that. That's all I want people to understand. So when you say, am I worried about any of that type of shit, it's like, I ain't doing nothing to bring that type of shit. But I wasn't doing nothing to bring that type of shit. So what you can do is, you can move correctly. You can follow your set of rules that you apply for your life if you feel like they keep you safe. But you can't tell your next door neighbor what's gonna happen to him when he walk out his house. If it's gonna be road rage, he cut somebody off and they want to shoot at his car. So at the end of the day, we taught to protect ourselves and to move in a protected manner, whether it's a time of high security or a time of low security. Whether it's high risk, low risk, I still move the same way. You understand what I'm saying? And another thing is, when I'm in my hometown, mostly everybody around is family. Like, I went to school with everybody. I went to the movie theaters with everybody. Like, I grew up right there in that community, so I ain't never gonna feel uncomfortable there. I'm gonna always be able to go to my community. When I go, my people actually own properties and businesses and stuff. Like, I ain't gotta just go stand outside on Broad Avenue, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go pull up with my people and eat a meal with them at their spot, and I know the environments that I'm going into, very loved, very protected. And I don't have no problems. I don't never have no problems, bro. I don't bring nobody no problems. Everybody know Hurricane from being, I'm turned up, I come with good energy and I leave with good energy. That shit always work for me, Vlad. Don't know about, like, hell nah. I'm just laid back, you feel me? Another thing, that dude messed up by letting people come to his house and do a feature.
Oh, the BTB Savage situation.
Yeah, you let somebody come to your house to do a feature. If you would have came to my house for a feature and I was bold enough to invite you, you would have been greeted properly. And you would have saw that this was not the place to play. If I'm gonna let you inside where my family is, you spending a stupid bag, number one, and number two, I done spent a stupid bag on security. I mean, I stay in the area where sheriffs at the gate, so if you do want to come back, you ain't coming back. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't mix business and pleasure. Like, I ain't letting nobody come to my house to buy no verse. That's out of here. That's crazy. And then you walk, then he said they walked, one dude walked out and the other dude was steady talking to him, telling him, you ain't gotta lock the door. I would have been told him, sit the fuck down, homie. Matter of fact, what the fuck you telling me what to do with my dough for? Put your hands from by your shit, you know what I'm saying? And get the hell out of my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you reaching for money, you pulling your money out and all. I don't need none of that shit. Like, you telling me what to do with my dough, you would have rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you could stop pulling your money out. I don't even need you could get the fuck out of here at this point. You telling me about my dough?
Yeah, man. It was an ugly situation all around.
Like,
and like I said, 4 days after releasing the interview, when I heard the news, and we actually broke the news.
And then I would have been took that from that girl. You steady yelling for her to pop. She would have had to put that in my hand eventually, because she shot me. Like, don't you shoot again. Like, you shot me. You feel me? Like, that's just I think you gotta be, and that's another thing. Training with a firearm is very important for your safety and the safety of people around you. You don't give somebody a gun and think just because you gave it to them that you're safe, because they can shoot you.
Yeah, man. Sad situation. And once again, I just want to give my condolences to the victim's mother, because I watched her in a couple of news clips. You have a son yourself. I'm sure that it's hard for you to fathom burying your own son. Regardless of what happened, regardless of whose fault it was, burying your own son.
Oh, well, I ain't saying it was his fault.
No, yeah.
I never said it was his fault. I never said it was his fault.
No. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm saying regardless of the fault
Got you.
of your child, burying your child is something that no parent should ever do.
Yeah, that's a fucked up situation, bro. Like, I always felt the same way. Like, I watched my grandma do it. My grandma buried her son. Well, both of my grandmas buried their children. One of my grandmas buried probably 2 of her children. The other one buried 1. So it is a fucked up thing to see.
Yeah.
You want to outlive your kids.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the natural, way of nature. You're supposed to be buried by your kids. You're not supposed to bury your kids. So what that woman is going through, I can't comprehend. And I hope that at some point she does find some healing and some peace in that situation.
Yeah, I want to send condolences to his family. That's a very fucked up situation, bro. And he was so young with so much life ahead of him. He just seemed like he had so much life ahead of him, bro. That's just fucked up.
I mean, he was only 32 years old. You guys are almost the same age, right?
Yeah.
Like a year apart.
Yeah, these people will kill you over a couple of dollars, bro. You got to be careful, bro. All money ain't good money. Sometimes I get callings for bookings, and I just don't do it. Like, all money ain't good money, bro. If I don't like the venue, I kindly turn your money down and tell you, nah, I'm good.